Hey fellow day traders, how are you today? Today's lesson I want to show you guys how to swing trade. Today has been a phenomenal day to swing trade. I'm going to show you three particular ones that I was involved in. It was pretty hectic to have 6 screens showing three different charts and making 3 different trades. But luckily I did have a colleague who was overseeing, was also executing trades on my behalf. Again, markets have been phenomenally moving so quick. It's just been very volatile, which means more of a return, big bang for your buck as well, just in time for the holiday weekend as well. Alright, so let's go to the first one. And the first one is Rosetta Genomics, symbol ticker ROSG. This one's been receiving tons of marketing and I guess the social network attention here. It's been on StockTwits, Twitter, and a lot of the boards. It's been gaining a lot of traction. And I want to show you when I first initially received attention to this stock. I first got attention around this stock was right around, believe it or not, about 2 days ago on Monday, when a friend had referred to me this ticker, and I was a little reluctant to invest into this because it's not my criteria. It's a low flow stock. It wasn't really heavily traded, with the exception of the last six or seven sessions. It's been above 1 million. But one thing that did capture my attention, and it was yesterday, was the shares available, total shares. There's 700,000 according to Google, but my account had referenced 1.2 million shares float. So you know what that means. The law of supply and macroeconomics, what you learned. When there's short supply and there's high demand, there's only one way it's going to go, and it's going to go up. Alright, so I'm going to bring it back to the chart. As you can see, today alone went up 44%. But a lot of the entrants that got into the stock at $3 and then exited at $16.29, they were handsomely rewarded. But again, it's hard to select a stock from the ground up. Okay, so let me show you what I did. I actually made a buy entry yesterday after I found out the low float. Again, it's 1.2, but Google says 720,000. And yesterday, it did close to let me see, what do we got over here? It did 6.2 million shares, so it's pretty astronomical. It's been subscribed 6 times the amount of shares available. So it's been exchanged. The amount of shares that has been exchanged has been 6 times. So you can tell there's a lot of traders here. There's day traders, there's hedge funds, and there's market makers that are implementing these trades, and that is exchanging several times, probably an hour. So they're making huge returns here. So yesterday I made my entry about $9, knowing that there was going to be an additional room for the upside. So I tweeted, a lot of you followers who follow me on Twitter and on StockTwits, I said that I was going to sell around this area, around the 1350. Again, never put on an even number, always do odd numbers, because now these days the computer systems trade, so you want to trick them a little bit. Alright, so I had a 1349, and sure enough, today it opened at 1350. Or slightly below 1350, and I was up nice and rewarding. Right up from the get-go, I was up about 49%. So not gonna get greedy, so I sold. I wrote it up And now let me show you the buying pressure, and this is where I'm going to show you how exactly to play swing trade. With these kind of stocks with a low float, it's such an easy opportunity to make some serious cash. So again, it opened up at 1330. My sell order was at 1350, and as you can see, it just shot right up. So I sat back a little bit. I snagged a little bit more here, sold up onto this side. So I managed to gain another 4 or 5% in between around here, in and out. Then I sat back and I watched how this consolidated back around the 50-day moving average. And again, this is a 1-minute chart. Technically, whenever a price action settles above a 50-day moving average, or in this case is a 50-minute moving average, usually falls back down over here. But it didn't do that in that case. Well, the next thing I wanted to see was, are we gonna go higher for the day's high? So sure enough, at 1685, that's when I made another entry. So I waited a little bit, 1685, and then sure enough, my buy order, I had it around 1690, 1695. I kind of bought it 2 different rounds, and it's at $17. So my median cost was about 1695. I managed to ride this thing not all the way up, but on the way down on this end, and I got a little too greedy, so I sold at 2167 for an additional 28%. So for all you day traders and swing traders, if you miss this first an hour and a half of trading, by 10:40, actually the first hour, by 10:48 you had another buying opportunity, and you can just see this is just shot right up. I'm going to show you the 5-minute chart. You can see how it consolidated sideways, and then bang, it broke up higher to the initial high of the day. And you don't want to get too greedy. Whenever there's a they call it a double consecutive. Well, in this case, it's a $2 spread. When spreads get too far apart, volatility, it's going to bring it back to the downside. It's going to swing it back. So that's when you want to get out of the trade. You want to exit everything. So I was kind of astonished that it gapped up. I kind of figured it was going to gap up, and then I did not anticipate this massive run, but I guess there was some kind of promotion, or just Wall Street finally realized it, and they rolled the whole thing up. So all in total, I managed to make today alone was about 60-70% swing, inclusive of yesterday's whole purchase of $9. Okay, so even if you put $2,000-$3,000, you're sitting behind your desk or you're working at an office, you can make a quick bang for your buck within 20-30 minutes of day trading, and that's all you need. Put $4,000 or $5,000 into this, and you made $1,500. I mean, you don't get these that often, but today I managed to get 3 of them. So actually, while I was watching this one, I was getting a lot of chatter on Genetics Technology. I've always been following this company. As you can see, it's been all over the place. It's just so volatile. There's no technical pattern that you could follow and make money other than there's a downward trend here. But as you can see, I've been watching this thing for the past 3 days, and the first day we did 1.5 million. As you can see, there was a big tick up on now the volume. Then the second day, it settled back below the 200-day moving average. But again, it peaked up a little higher, but it fell below halfway. But I wanted to buy it again at 330. But I said, you know what? Any price entry around here, I'll buy a little around today, around the low end at 360, and then I'll buy a little bit more around the 375. So that's where I wanted to buy. My major bulk of my shares, my purchase, was at 375. So sure enough, today it just shot right up. So let me just show you this one over here. Okay. So what I wanted to see is how is it going to react at 1375 where it proved to be, you know, significant resistance, and sure enough, this thing just shot right up and then consolidated sideways and then just shot right back up. As you can see, straight from the headway. But whenever the price action starts falling back to the 50-day moving average, that's when it's shooting an early warning sign. You have to sell out. And then sure enough, I sold around this area. I figured I was going to fall back down this way, consolidate a little bit, and then obviously by 3 o'clock it will swing back up. I did not play this 3 o'clock swing. I tell you, I'll give you another stock that the reason why I did not, because just again, it was just been heavily active in early morning, and I did not want to get greedy by the end of the day. All right. So again, I bought a little bit at 340, 350, and then I bought again at 375 after I received that confirmation. See if we can continue to break out, and sure enough, we broke out. As you can see, the 375 is this 200-day moving average, which actually is 393, but you want to see this this thing going up a little higher. So I was anticipating that we were going to stop out at 460, but as you can see, today's price action of 460 was right around here. It looked like it was going to fall back down, but it consolidated sideways and then it just shot right back up. Again, it's a low float stock, and then, you know, the rest is all history. So it went up a little higher, but I actually managed to sell around this end for a 45% gain. Again, this is a swing trading. Whenever you see price action heavily lean to the right side, you'll see right off the bat 5.8 million, and 2 million of it, which is more than 2 days ago, was executed in the first 30 minutes of day trade, first 30 minutes, 20 minutes of trading. So if you set your alarm systems at that time, boom, you know you have that buy trigger, there's some abnormal buying activity and buying pressure, you know, that's your day swing, your swing trading possibility there. Alright, let me just show you the next one here. GNOM, of course, this is one of everybody's favorites on the other forums out there. There was no early price action that actually shot me, but I actually got an email, and a friend of mine said, why don't you go take a look at GNOM? So I took a look at it. I was like, oh wow, this is pretty interesting. If you look at the 1 week chart, you'll see how the 300-day and the 200-day is converging with the 50-day swinging upwards. Alright, so what I was looking at is if we break around yesterday's high significantly with buying pressure, and sure enough we gapped up today by 10 cents, and I wanted to see how it settled around this area. And sure enough, I had my entry at $1.90, and the rest is all history. At $1.90, there was more buying pressure, fell down again, fell down right here at $1.95. I had my stop loss. You always have to have your stop losses, just to protect your downside. And the next thing you know, the buying machine started kicking in, and this thing just shot right up. Again, when the price action starts hitting the 50-day moving average, that's giving you an early warning signal. Okay, so that's where I sold around this area. To be exact, at 249. So again, $1.90 entrance and a sell at 249. I never keep even numbers. 250, never. Even though it went up a little higher, but you don't want to get too greedy on this one. So again, the first hour and a half of day trading, this was up, and I made another 31%. So as you can imagine, I had 1 or 2 screens on these 2 particular stocks, GNOM and then ROSG, and I was trading them simultaneously. Again, with one of my colleagues overlooking the other charts. Again, it's just stocks are just moving so quick today. Okay, so that's how you basically swing trade. You want to see the momentum behind it. Whenever there's heavy volume behind it, especially with this one's 8.2, you know there's going to be buying activity and there's going to be follow through. So there's always going to be a follow through. So you can see the reason why I sold up right here of 249 because that's the resist 252. So again, I'm not going to do an even number. I don't want to get above the averages. I want to be just shy of it. And then anything above it, you know, it's good riddance. We just locked in those gains. So today alone was close to a $11,000 day. Okay. You could also do this. You don't have to have a big portfolio to make these to make a significant amount of profits or gains. But if you just get one of these bad boys, you could make $600, $500 on a $5,000 investment. Where are you gonna make $500-$600 in an hour? You're not a doctor, especially if you're working behind a desk, and you can do these real quick. Just follow the forums, or you can follow me. I constantly tweet at ACE52 week high, and you'll see my activity, and you'll see history on ROSG. I'm also launching a website called AceMoneyPicks.com. That's soon to be launched. I'll shoot you guys an email. I'll continue to follow back with my Facebook, my Twitter, and my stock tweets at ACE52 week high. Okay? Speak to you guys soon.